I'm not going to take the credit for this one. This was Jason Brown and his wife Emily. It's going to be glow in the dark, man. We're going to have 3 or 4 mats, and it's going to be pitch black in there, and then you got spotlights on every mat, glow lights, black lights, so wristband, neon wristband, the glow necklaces, the lollipops that light up, just all of the things just give a different experience. Like anytime you can make wrestling extra fun, it's going to just increase the popularity. And this is an idea that I loved when I saw that Jason was trying to do it. And
Boom. All right, welcome back to the North Florida Wrestling Show. We have a very special show today as we are going to promote the 4th annual Warzone Fall Series run by Jason Westlager over at Grappling House. I am super excited for this 4th annual Warzone series. Whenever I was getting my boys into it, the Warzone format was the first term they tried, and then the series was the first thing we could give them that showed them, hey, we're working toward a goal over the course of, a mini season. So I've fallen in love with this. I get excited every spring and every fall when you put them on. But let's talk about the 4th one. Man, so for the people that are brand new to it, tell everybody about the series, about the format, and how it's constructed.
So we run 4 events over the course of, this year it'll be a little over a month, September 14th to October 19th. The format is a little bit different than IBT or what's done during the other season. Individually bracketed tournaments is a little different than this. Warzone kill. Parents will register and put in an estimated weight for their kid. The kid will weigh in and then has basically 2 hours to wrestle as many matches as they can. Mom and dad just go on a cell phone and hit a little button that says that they like a match, and they get automatically paired. What's nice about this software is they receive a text message when their kid is in the hole. So it'll say, "Hey Jordan, you're on deck on mat 2, or you're in the hole on mat 2. Please report." That makes it pretty easy to get the kids to the mats quick, and we get a lot of matches. Over the course of the last 3 years, I think we've averaged about 5 matches a kid in 2 hours, and some kids have gotten upwards of 10 in a singular 2-hour session. So super good mat time and all that. As far as top 30 awards go, it'll be the same as in the past. For those of you that haven't done this before, we go by wins. Baker is the least losses. So you add up all of your wins over 3 out of the 4 series events. And so if you attend all 4, we drop 1 event, whichever one you had the least amount of wins in. And the goal is to formulate a top 30 of all of the kids throughout the Panhandle that have the most wins across 4 events. And so we're really looking forward to it again. And we, schedule-wise, we have Weewa Hitchka September 14th, which is this weekend. We have Liberty, which I'm looking forward to. I'll talk about that in a second. But Liberty on September 28th, North Bay Haven October 5th, and then Tallahassee at Florida High October 19th.
I know exactly why you want to talk about that Liberty County war zone. So let's go and talk about some of the ways that, because not only with the top 30, which has made this event very special, right? I've been there, got to hand out the awards and see these kids walking away with belts, hammers, chains, all that stuff. Tell us about the Liberty County. What's going to make that one a little bit more special for the?
Yeah, so Liberty County, I'm not going to take the credit for this one. This was Jason Brown and his wife Emily. They had tried to schedule 2 or 3 months ago, kind of like towards the middle of the summer, in the dark event. They were going to do it on track wrestling, and being the time of the year, it didn't quite take, and they had to end up canceling it. So I reached out to him and asked him if he would want to push it to the series, and he said yes, absolutely. And so it's going to be glow in the dark, man. We're going to have 3 or 4 mats, and it's going to be pitch black in there, and then you got spotlights on every mat, glow lights, black lights. He's got a ton of different the cool things that, think 4th of July, where you got like the little wristband, neon wristband, the glow necklaces, the lollipops that light up, just all of the things just give a different experience. Like anytime you can make wrestling extra fun, It's gonna just increase the popularity, and this is an idea that I loved when I saw that Jason was trying to do it, and the second I found out that it got canceled, I definitely swooped in and said, "Hey, let's put it as part of the series because they're going to absolutely go crazy
Oh
for
yeah, I mean,
this."
if anybody knows Coach Jason Brown and sees him at these tournaments, you know that he is about fun and about making it lighthearted and about making it an enjoyable time. I look forward to seeing his suits every single tournament, honestly.
His suits and the
Dudes are the
shoes too,
best,
man.
man. A full commitment. That's what I'm talking about. Full commitment. You want to know how to be good at it?
Full
Full
send.
commitment. All right, so let's talk about the numbers over the years because I for one have noticed that year over year it seems to be growing bigger and bigger. Sometimes we'll have a tournament that coincides with a bigger one, and that'll hurt. But just overall, it seems like it's growing year over year.
So funny you mentioned that. This weekend also happens to be it's the first series event. Um, we didn't mention this, but K through 12, and then we have adult divisions as well. But the high schoolers locally tend to be at the Super 32 early entry qualifier, which is the exact same day down in Kissimmee or Osceola. And so the first series event will have a little less high schoolers, but rest assured, if you're a high schooler entering the first one, 2, 3, and 4 will be back to filled up for the high schoolers. But typically, I would say we have anywhere from 150 to 250 kids at one of these events. It varies just depending upon location and date and what else is going on that weekend and football and all the different things. But we we have fairly strong numbers across the series in the past, and just a really good opportunity for kids to get a bunch of matches and get extra mat
Yeah,
time.
and a quick note for all those high school wrestlers that plan on wrestling in these war zones, make sure so you can compete in it. It's about the time that preseason will start. You can compete in it. You just cannot wear anything related to your high school. That is the big thing. That's the only thing
Yes.
that you can get flagged for. Most people will let that slide and not even say anything, but you don't want to run across that one kid or coach or parent that has nothing better to do, right? If you don't have a singlet, right? See, this is one of those things that because we have a lot of girls that are new at NWA and they're planning on going to the high school, so I'm gonna be trying to push them to get in and get that first couple matches prior to the season. But so if you don't have a singlet or anything, just wear shirts, wear shorts, wear something. Just make sure it doesn't have any high school on it. I don't want no one wants to see you get in trouble or sacrifice a season because you're trying to get some mat time in and do what you're supposed to be doing. So that's just a quick thing from me. Um,
Agreed
uh,
on that note. I'm going to shout out too. At all of the events, we will have Competitive Edge, which is a gear company out of the Jacksonville area. Be there with individual shirts for each event. We customized cool ones, and then he's got singlets, shorts, hats, all of the above. So if you don't have something, you can get it at the event. We'll have him and his team there.
so last couple things on this. So we're doing so top 10 are getting belts again. Any ideas on for 11 through 30 yet?
Well, I actually I'm a busy person with my life and everything, and so I haven't exactly nailed down 11 through 30 yet. I have the belts already pre-squared for 1 through 10. 1 through 30 last year we did. 11 through 20 received these gigantic sledgehammers that we had customized, and then 21 through 30 got like a smaller version of that. I could do that again, but I have some ideas in mind, so that'll be the backup. If my ideas don't work out, then that'll be our backup. We'll do the 11 through 30 will be the sledgehammers again because the kids really seem to love them. But I got something special planned for 11 through 30 if I can make it work, and we'll announce that as it comes to
Well, quick
fruition.
side competition that's going to be going along with the Warzone series is that a local Florida wrestler, Jabari Irons of Irons Elite Wrestling, has he's got two books on the way. He's got one for adults on the way, but he has just published one specifically geared toward kids, When Life Tries to Pin You. It has an accompanying workbook journal. It's something that is extremely valuable for a young wrestler or a young child in general, learning to persevere through these hardships in life. Everybody that enters into at least one Warzone tournament will get entered in for a giveaway for a copy of the book. Every tournament that you enter will give you an extra entry into this drawings, and they will be given away at the finale, maybe even having a special guest. We're not sure yet. So make sure you go in just to get entered so you can get that entered for that amazing book by Jabari himself. So last thing that I do want to kind of talk about, the girls division is the girls wrestling scene in North Florida and just, all over America is exploding. I know on our part, it seems that
Yeah.
we're getting a new girl every single day that is like, they got that look in their eye. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I found it, right?
Yep.
Is there any plans to maybe change up and do a boys and a girls top 30 as this trend continues to go for as this trend continues to develop further?
As it continues, we certainly will look to add that stuff. The fall series last year we did bracketed, and we had a girls side and a boys side, and so for the Warzone it's a little bit different. We kind of touched on the format, but you get paired with individuals around your age, weight, and skill level, and a lot of times the girls will match up with boys. But there is for any girls out there that are planning on attending, there is a known kind of hack in the Warzone software. Is you just come to the head table and let us know that, hey, obviously we know you're a girl and I only want to wrestle girls today. We will ensure that you don't get paired with any boys if that's something you would like. Had that happen a number of times, and it's very easy on our end to make sure it happens. And so if you fall into that boat, just let us know at the head table at any event. Far as like splitting the top 30s and having a boys top 30 and a girls, the numbers locally, I think, could dictate that very soon. I don't think it dictates it yet, just because, we may get 10 girls total that enter one of these events. Sometimes we'll have a few more, but overall, to have like a top 10 out of 13 or 14 that come to the series, it's difficult to do. But as those numbers continue to grow, of course we'll add. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you'll find many bigger proponents for the growth of girls wrestling than myself or you or a lot of us locally. We've got a number of girls on our team that have been at it for a long time, and it's so much fun to
Oh
coach
no,
them.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying just seeing the growth of it. We were at a practice last night, and I can remember where we were at last year, and there was a kid that I coached at the high school that it was him. We were generally just showing up and then look around, seeing all the growth, and some of these girls that started last year that have been grinding since the season stopped. The high school season stopped, and they haven't missed a club practice. They're looking around, seeing all these new girls, and they're like, they're proud. They're proud of what they did. I have them coaching and everything, and they're taking pride in them taking their first double leg, and it brings a smile to my face.
That's
So the
super
last
cool.
thing I know I gotta say last thing, but so the last thing just to kind of help people along with this series, what are some tips that you would give to either the seasoned Warzone participant or maybe a parent and a wrestler that are just getting into it for the first time?
A couple things, I guess, probably more software related, but for one, download the app. Go on the App Store, the Google Play Store, and type in WrestlingTournaments.com. The app is fully functional now, and it makes your life 1,000 times easier. You don't have to keep like logging into different websites and switching tabs and all that stuff. You're just all in one place. So download and utilize the app. Challenge matches are a thing in these events. For those of you that are new to it, could be a tad bit confusing on that one, but basically there's a little tab that you can either log into the app and request a match with anybody, and you'll be paired with somebody around your age, weight, and skill. Or you can find somebody that, like, hey, I think that, you watch them wrestle and go, that might be a good match for me. You can request directly in the app to wrestle that person. It'll shoot a text to that person or their parents and say, hey, Jordan would like to wrestle you. If you accept, it's going to put you in the queue to get paired, and you'll be wrestling probably within 5 or 10 minutes. So I would utilize those two things, especially if you see somebody that looks like it could be a good one for you. And then a third one, and it's early morning and it's escaping my mind. So we'll go with those two for right now. And if I think of it, I'll
All
holler.
right. Well, hey, I'm excited for it. I probably won't be able to make the first two. I am in the throes of recreational soccer season with my kids, but them's the breaks. That's
Yeah,
all right. Those are the breaks. It is what it is. As long as they're happy, me and Steven still wrestle over here. He beats up on me. He's going to be the best wrestling soccer player ever. I'll tell you what.
It's not going to be long till he's actually beating up on you.
Oh, I
you
know.
know
We
that.
were so we like said we do speak of the devil and he shall appear. Hello.
Not the devil.
What's up, Steven?
Oh, Jason said hey.
What's up?
Say hi to the North Florida Wrestling Show.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Hi. Have a great day at school.
Hi. Love you.
Love you, buddy. Oh yeah, we'll do like some catch wrestling, so we had like submissions and pins, so he's used to trying to get off his back, and like there'll be times where like if I go full out on him, like I can get my submission or whatever, but if I'm going and grappling and he catches it, like if he catches it and gets me into like a choke or something, or like recently he's starting to do arm bars, like, and I'm having to tap immediately, or like with the choke I'll be fighting
That's
and I'll
cool.
be like, dang it. And at times I think he thinks I'm giving it to him, and I'm like, no, you had it, like. I probably could have stayed out of it if I wanted to, but once I'm in it, it's not happening. But
on that note, it's kind of cool to obviously with your son, and as I get older, or as my kids get older, I'll be able to kind of do that. But in the wrestling room lately, I've noticed that kids that I've had around forever that are growing and now into the high school weights and stuff like that, when I spar around with them, I typically I never go 100% because I weigh a lot more and I've got a lot more experience, but I will wrestle live with them and put them in positions. Whatever we're working on that week, I'm going to put them there and force them to work out of it. And so that's kind of how I've played the live wrestling. But recently, it's been get to dictate what happens anymore with a lot of these kids. And they're choosing the positions and they're like forcing my hand to unless coach wants to get his butt beat, he better get in shape and start wrestling super hard. And so I've found that I have to put in a lot more effort with some of these kids lately with live.
I mean,
it's kind of interesting.
That's where the fun comes in. That's how you know that you're doing a good job, And I was telling and not to, rant on this and ramble. I was telling my kids, like, I've had to become a better wrestler since I've, started coaching. And the kids that I have, like, I've tasked them and delegated, hey, get these kids, start helping them teach while I'm working with the other ones. So it's seeing them develop further as coaches and wrestlers. And to drive the point home on this Warzone series, it is so lovely to watch all these kids grow season over season, all across. We get to see K through 12 and see these kids like, man, little Joseph Stepien, man. I want to see him get a belt so bad this year, right? Even if that means like Steven ends up off the list or whatever, or like whom, like I want to see those kids that are putting the work in. And that, like I said, shout out to him last season for he could have made that easy trade and had a belt on his, wherever he puts his stuff, but he's like, it wouldn't be right. And like, I love that. I love the character behind that, and that's why I think that he's going to end up in that top 10. So I'm going to be watching him very closely. Joseph, you're looking, I'm rooting for you over here, buddy. But hey, I appreciate you being on, getting us a little promo on this. Jason's going to be back on a little bit later to talk about the NIL and our thoughts on the implications of that across all levels. So very excited about that. Jason, thanks so much for waking up and talking some Warzone with us.
Thanks for having me, and we'll hope to see everybody over the next 5 weeks here throughout the series.
Boom.